Hello and welcome to Stories of the Extraordinary. I am your host, Patrick Slane, and today we have an extraordinary guest with us, Miss Naela Ibrahim. Yes, and it's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for joining us. She has worked all over the globe. She is an image consultant, and she's the founder of Global Image Strategy. Naela Ibrahim is also Miss Pakistan World 2011. That's some pretty impressive credentials right there. That's excellent. And you know, like I was telling you earlier, once I found out you were an image consultant, I was like, I know my mom's going to be watching this, so I had to dress up super nice today. So my first question is, how did I do?
You actually look amazing, Mom. You should be proud of your son, Patrick. He's doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me here. It is my pleasure, and it's an honor to be here. What a great institution. You guys are very, very lucky.
Well, we appreciate that. Ms. Ibrahim, on your website, it says 93% of what we communicate is with our words. That's really a large percentage. Now, how do we make sure that what we are communicating through our body language and the way we dress comes off friendly, confident, and projects an image of success?
That's a very good question. So 93% of how we communicate is nonverbal. It's without words. Our words are only 7% in terms of communication that is received. I mean, I could say whatever I want to say, but did Patrick receive it or not? That's where communication happens, when you receive it and when you act on whatever was communicated. And so 93% is being congruent with, so the message that you have to say, you want that to match the way you say it, so your tonal quality, and your appearance, and your body language, and your expression. All of you wants to communicate the same language, right? So, and the key here really is I only have one message. You said image consultant, but there are different image consultants. Image consultants will take you and show you how to dress, and take you shopping and make you look pretty, but this is not about looking good. This is about being your authentic self. Have all these tools of appearance, behavior, communication, mindset, so that who are you? Understanding yourself, self-awareness, self-development. And so that when you speak, you are congruent. You are who you are. You're confident.
So in other words, how do you make sure the rest of the world gets on board with the image that you want to project and how you understand yourself?
Yes and no, because you don't want to project a certain image. You want to project who you truly are. Who you are in your core is what you want to project with the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, and your body language. And when we begin to learn who we are, is where we become completely confident, and our message goes through, and there's alignment. Body language, for example, is an uncontrollable reflex. So if I'm not feeling confident and I've put on this facade of an image, then your body language is going to speak loud. Yeah. It's going to show through. Right. You have no control over it.
Absolutely.
Right? So but when we are feeling confident, real, authentic confident, at this point, and maybe your mom's not going to like this, it does not matter how you dress. Clothing is just a tool to allow you to be yourself. And so not everybody has to dress in a suit. Clothing is just a tool for you to become confident. That's excellent. And for that first impression.
That's excellent. Now, one of your workshops is called Dress for Success. Now, I'm sure lots of college students, when they hear that, they might have these sort of negative feelings because they might want to wear a job where they can wear jeans every day or something like that. What do you say to the student who might choose one job over another simply because they don't want to have to wear a suit every day to work?
You know what, again, that's a brilliant question. And I heard the president's speech yesterday, and he said, do what you love doing. And I would say, and some of my audience may not like this, but I would say, do what you love doing, be who you are, because people that don't like, there are different personality types. And that's part of my work, is assessing or helping you assess your personality and understanding what that is and dress for that. So there are personality types which we call natural. They're very connected, they're very vocal, they're very concerned about, when I say connected, they're very connected to the environment, they're connected to the earth and the animals and human rights, and they're very vocal about that and very passionate about that. And so in their personality, that's their personality, and their personality, they like to be comfortable. Suit is not, we can't put suits on these people.
Right.
These women, if they wear jewelry, it would look like something that's been dug out of an excavation.
Place, so to speak.
Yeah, so they're very natural. They love shorts, t-shirt, jeans, flip-flops.
More power to them,
So
so to speak.
now these people, more power to them that way.
Right.
But then these people might choose to work in, let's say, a law firm. But they can't do that, dressed that way. They're going to have to wear a suit every day. Are they going to be happy doing that every day? Perhaps not. So that's where the decision comes in, and you're the only one that can make that decision for yourself.
I think that's a great response.
Are you okay to break who you are and do that? And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you can have that career balance, and when you come back, you can be yourself in your own time. But in the workplace, you're putting on, this image that you have to put on to be successful. Ideally, these people should be working with Save the World, Save the Planet,
Right.
Greenpeace, or someplace like that, where they're providing the value that feels truly close to their heart. And they don't have to wear a suit now.
So in other words, the person who does wear a suit every day, that is saying about something who they are as a person. And it's not just about wearing the suit, but that's like, they're doing that because they're hanging out amongst other, or in a very sort of professional environment and whatnot. Not because they can't have fun too, but it's just because they understand that's sort of the preconceived notion that comes in there. And you're saying that, listen, if you're having to break who you are, like you said, then maybe you don't really want to be a lawyer instead. Maybe you want to do something else.
Yeah, and you can have equal gratification as well as make the same amount of money doing stuff that's passionate for you.
Yeah.
Right? So always do what you love. Follow your passion. That's what I'd say. And then sometimes some of us can, so there's various different personality types. We got to be able to understand what our personality is, match that to our work if we can. But sometimes it might be close enough to say, you know what, like for instance, I don't mind wearing suits. Do I love wearing suits all the time? No.
Right.
But I don't mind wearing it at all. So if I have to, I do it.
Yeah.
So depending on your audience, when I use the term audience, it's depending on, the employees in your workplace and your work culture, and depending on where you socialize, you always want to match them and maybe even be one level above. So in an organization which is like banking or law firm or account firm, you absolutely have to look level one formal corporate all the time.
Right.
You can't walk in jeans and expect people will, respond to you the way they would respond to you when you walk in looking sharp like that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Another one of your workshops is called Master Strategies for Building Long-Term Rapport. What is the difference between rapport and long-term rapport, and why is that important?
Well, rapport is what you build instantly. When two people talk for the first time, we all want to be able to be ourselves so that in that first 3 seconds, the other person that we're talking to says, oh, I really like this person. And when people like us, opportunities will open up. They'll give us job. They'll like us. They'll want us to be part of their groups. They'll want us around them. And the only way we can do that is if we are able to build rapport, especially if you're able to build long-term rapport. So rapport is in that few seconds.
The initial.
And
Okay.
I'll give you a golden nugget in terms of building that rapport, is when you meet people, match and mirror their body language, their tone of voice, and even their choice of word. If I use the word phenomenal, don't say exceptional, say phenomenal.
Okay.
And we like people who are like ourselves. So when we match and mirror them, we build rapport with them. So body language, if I choose to sit like this is your interviewee, and you come in and you sit down on that chair and you sit with open body language, you're not matching them.
Okay.
So you start this way and now you can lead them. In 3 minutes of conversation, you could open your arm and they will open their arm. And you can open up their body language. Now you start smiling, your interviewees start smiling. So now you're building rapport with them, you're connecting with them.
I think that's phenomenal advice. To quote you, a refined image is all about creating harmony between your outer self and inner being. We have to define our core values and develop an image which is in sync with these values. What do you mean by that?
Simply that whoever you are, you want to reflect that and much more of that on the outside. Right? So who you are is your core value. Everybody's different, like our fingerprints. Each one of our fingerprint is different. And whatever number of students you have here at HPU, they're all different from each other. You want to be able to understand who you are, self-awareness, and represent that in your image, in the way you talk, in the way you walk, in the way you hold your body. You never have to go through a cookie cutter and everyone be like everyone else, because that's not where the power is. So define your core values, define who you are, and represent that in the way you dress.
It's not just about clothes, it's about who you are.
Yes, you have to be congruent. The whole package has to be congruent. That's the key message.
I think that's great. Now, on a more personal note, how did you get into this business of teaching people about how to not only dress, but also build up who they are and figure out who they are as a person?
You know what? I'm going to say something that I've never told anyone. Years ago when I was in school, and I actually graduated with a major in math, economics, and statistics.
Subjects I'm not particularly great at.
Never went to work as a mathematician. But when I was going through university, I used to write down, what if there was a course that would teach me how to teach people how to be themselves, have the tools, how to teach people what exactly suits them in terms of dressing and stuff. This was years ago. So the point I'm trying to make here is what you have, the intention that you create always comes to fruition. Years later, you know, I just went to take this course for the sake of interest. It was a style course. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is not style. This is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And I ended up taking the entire certification. And from there, I took certificate after courses after courses. And that's how it began. Self-interest, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. As my life began to change in weeks, I thought, oh my God, I want to do this for everybody else.
That's excellent.
And so that's how I got into it, and I teach that now, and I'm so passionate about it that I'd be doing this if I get paid, or I don't get paid, I'd still be doing this.
Yeah, again, phenomenal. Now, it's clear from your credentials that your job takes you all around the world, and you get to meet lots and lots of people. Now, again, I know it's not just about clothes, but that it seems to be a part of it. Now, I find fashion tends to be something that's sort of subjective.
Yes.
For example, my mother will talk about how she'll go shopping with our neighbor.
Yes.
And our neighbor will go, oh, I love that dress. And my mom, she will just cringe.
Yes.
So how do you establish like what is fashionable and like what is appropriate and if there seems to be so much subjectivity?
Yeah. What's your mom's name?
Sandy.
Sandy, I totally relate with you. I understand everything you're saying because in the end, we want to be ourselves. And there's this little voice we get inside ourselves that says, oh, that doesn't feel comfortable. Listen to that voice. Because it's already telling you the signs that I come in and teach.
Oh, she won't put it on. She'll just go, no, I hate the way that looks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But after you learn the science of style, you're going to say exactly why you hate it. So there's 5 elements in terms of clothing. In terms of the way we choose our clothes, there's 5 elements we want to follow. Number 1, color. Wear the colors that suit you best. We can all of us can wear the same colors, except the tints, the shades, and the tones that has to be different. Number 2 is dress for your body type. So for example, if you're skeletal and linear like yourself, versus somebody who's very full and rounded and curvy like Oprah Winfrey, style in a nutshell is match yourself. Right? So the fabric, so she's curvy, you're linear. When you match yourself, the fabric that you would choose would be more stiff, more linear fabric, versus Oprah, who's curvy, would choose flowy fabric.
Yeah.
When we do that, so appearance, as they teach you in fashion, is completely different from appearance as we teach in image, holistic image, or authentic image. So all we're doing is we're matching ourselves. And when we're matching ourselves, we feel great. You know how some clothing you put on and you feel amazing?
Yeah.
And some other you put on and you go, oh, I don't know about that, even though you might have paid a lot of money for that suit. You just don't like it. It's because it doesn't fit one of the 5 categories. It's either not your color, it either does not fit your body type. Number 3 is lifestyle. So what is your lifestyle? What work do you do? You have to match that. And sometimes to fit in for lifestyle, we break the rules of maybe color or body type sometimes. Right? So if you're a police officer, you can't, power, authority, control is your communication through your clothing. We never see them wearing flowy clothing.
Yeah.
They're
bright colors.
Or bright colors.
Yeah.
It's very cool, receding colors that says aloof, don't question me, right? Stiff fabric that is more power.
Excellent.
Right? And so the third one is personality, fourth one is personality, and then current fashion. Fashion is a part of what we do. You have to be current, otherwise what you say is you're outdated in your thinking skills, in your job skills, in your social skills. You want to be current and updated. Every time fashion changes, you don't change everything. You just apply one or two elements. For guys, it might be, well, this time fashion changed, now you've got sideburns. Before you didn't have sideburns. Or your tie might be more, I don't know, little things change. Okay? So when we follow color, body type, lifestyle appropriate dressing, personality, dress for our personality, and fashion, now nobody else can dress. When I pick an outfit, for me, nobody else would look good in that outfit. So your mom already knows this, and Sandy, you already know this intuitively. Now you just need to make the effort to learn about your body type.
Absolutely. And it's another one of those things, like my mom, I know I'm asking a lot about my mom, but you know, I know my mom would want me to be asking you these questions. She'll get these magazines in the mail, and she'll be looking at the guys in their suits, and she'll make comments about how the suits are becoming shorter in the heel, or they're becoming shorter at the wrists, and things like that. And she'll go, they're just being cheap. That's not fashionable. Or it's like these magazines will try and portray this image of this is what's fashionable, and my mom just accuses of being a cheap. Is that accurate? Because I know she would love to be.
I truly wish she was here, here, sitting beside us, so I would back her up 110%.
See, there you go. See, I asked her, Mom. There you go. Now, I just want to say thank you so much for sitting down with us. It was a real pleasure talking with you.
It was a pleasure. It was my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you.